Not every tool fits everybody, and that one's not for me. Hey guys, welcome back to Church Talk. Today we are talking about the backing track battle. What is the backing track? Say that fast. Backing track battle. What am I talking about? Well, there's different viewpoints on that of using them or not using them. But I want to discuss not only the using it versus not using it, but also how we use them and what is the controversy around all of it. For me personally, you guys already know I don't use them. I don't like them. But that's not to say that they're not usable or they're not a good tool. Not every tool fits everybody, and that one's not for me. But it's for a lot of people. And what is the battle with it? I think one thing is the battle with that is if you are using them, I think you have to be cautious that if you overuse it or you have such a good polished sound from all the backing tracks and you're having trouble getting people to play on your team, it could be because that guitarist that you would really love to join your team feels like you already have a perfect guitarist in that track and he can't live up to that guitarist level on that track. Or he's not able to play those same parts, but he's a good guitarist, but he can't do what that professional musician is doing in that track. So he feels like, I'm going to sit back and I'm not going to be a part of the band or the team because I can't do what they already have. That's one battle. That's one thing that you can face when using backing tracks is how to get more people to join the team when they feel like they can't bring the same level of expertise as what that track is bringing. So how do you get around that? I think a way to get around it is every once in a while you have to just vocalize to your people, we need musicians and we don't want to rely on the track. We don't want to rely on the backing track. We want to use that as a tool, but not use it as our band. And I think we have to be outright and forthcoming on that and letting people know, hey, we want you on our team. We don't want the perfection of the track. We just want to use the track to make us better as a band, and we want you to be a part of the band. So that's one battle that you may face when you're using tracks. Another is your ability to flow in the change of a song. If you are in the, say for instance, you're not only using a click or a guide, but you're using backing tracks, and you want to in the middle of a song, you want to flow into a different song, same tempo, same beat, so your click is still there, and you can turn your guide off, no problem, but your track may be a little bit different because now you may be changing up a few chords or changing up a few things, and your track is not going to change with you and change the chord progression that you're going to change. Maybe you're going to go from playing a 4-chord progression to maybe a 3-chord progression, or maybe just 2. Maybe you're just going to jump back and forth between 1 and 4. Your track's not going to do that. It's going to continue on that 4-chord progression. And if you turn it off, then you lose all that instrumentation. So all of a sudden you go from a big full band to whatever you have that's playing. And if you don't do it right, you're going to be soaring, and all of a sudden it's going to fall flat. And that moment when you're trying to flow into something else falls apart because all that instrumentation just leaves. You just turn it off. I'm sure there are probably ways to get around that, maybe, but in the fly and in the moment, especially like with me, many times, we won't bring it down whenever we go to a change. The band may just know that I'm going to, I'm holding out number one just a little bit longer, and they know my style, and they know I'm going to go to probably a one and a four, and I'm just going to go back and forth and play those for a little while before maybe I'll go to something different. But in the moment, I'm building and our band is building, and we hit that change, and but it's not part of the song. It's just something that I feel in the moment we're going to go to that. And with that track, it's a battle to be able to now maybe for me, I could program it in to where that's like maybe the next song or something, to where we can maybe it's programmable. I don't know, but I think that would be a challenge. It would be something that would be a battle for a worship leader, especially of a small church. And I have a large church where you have a music director as well that's not on the platform. It's able to do a lot of things like that, and help you out on the fly. It's probably different, but still at the same time, in small churches, I believe that would be a major battle with backing tracks. The other battle is for or against. You either love them or you hate them, and they just butt heads all the time. But something that I've found is that whoever is leading the song, if you're now in our ministry, we don't use them at all. But if I go and I play with another ministry and they do use them, then I'm not going to say, hey, I don't use those tracks. I don't like those things and blah blah blah. No, I'm coming in to serve with them. I'm coming in to assist them or help them or even serve them by playing a guitar on the team or whatever. And if they use them, then I use it. We can't be so for or against something that we can't help somebody else out and use the tools that they have. So that's one of the battles too, is we can't be so for or against something like that to where we just aren't usable to somebody else. So if I go to another church and play with them and they're using them, I have no problem using them. Now if I'm going to be leading a song in it, then I have told them before, hey, you can put the click in, you can do whatever, but I may not be a good choice to lead anything with a track. And they're like, oh, why not? I'm like, because I'm not going to follow it. I don't. I'm not going to do what it says to do, and if I do, I'm paying so close attention to what it's saying to do that I'm not leading anybody in worship. I move into a performance element of the song, and I just perform the song as it's supposed to be done, and I take all the lead out of it, and I just perform it. And so I feel like I'm doing a disservice to the Lord and the people when I do that. But that's just me personally. Many people love them, but I think that's kind of the battle of the backing track, is those few things. And I think if we can come together and we all understand and realize why we want them, why we don't want them, and really it comes down to your worship pastor. What is your worship pastor wanting to achieve, and what is their heart? What's his heart or her heart? We have to kind of just abide by what they are feeling. We can introduce them, and if they're like, nah, I don't think they're for us, don't continue to push it. Now, if you need a click, then I think a click is a good tool for a lot of people to use if you need them. For us, I like for the drums to be our click, but there are those times when we've used a click before because our drums wasn't coming in until later, and once the drums come in, the click pretty much just disappeared behind the drums. But so they have their place, and there's nothing inherently wrong with them. It's just personally, I'm not a fan of them. But there is that battle between tracks or no tracks, or even how we use the tracks. And like I was saying earlier, if you're in a large church and you have the capability of changing things on the fly, or even editing and making your own tracks and making them your own, then this video really isn't really for you. It's more of talking to those who either you're going to use what it says, or you can't use them. And so it can be a battle sometimes, but those are kind of what I mean when we talk about the backing track battle. Um, so, but don't battle over it. Don't let it be a battle. Just let it be a conversation between your team, and if you use them, great. If you don't use them, great. But that's it. There is a battle with them, but don't let it be a battle. So, guys, if this video has been valuable to you or you've enjoyed, then make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And while you're at it, head over to robinjen.com and scroll down the page to where you see our Church Talk page. There you'll find all of our t-shirts and mugs and coffee cups and all those type of things that we have for sale that helps the channel out. So if you like, pick it up, and we'll see you guys next time on Church Talk. God bless.